Anthony Herwig here with another volleyball season preview. We're joined by the head coach over at Labrae, Courtney Kish. Coach, thank you so much for coming on and talking about your program.
Absolutely, anytime.
So before we start talking about all the exciting stuff this season, let's kind of recap last year for those people that are watching that maybe it's been a long time since last volleyball season. Some of the lessons that you think the returning players can learn from last year's experience.
Last year we had a great group of seniors that led us through the entire season. I think that overall we had a successful year. And I just feel like this year coming back, I have, again, 3 seniors coming in that have great attitudes, great demeanors, ready to play the game of volleyball. And I think they're willing to walk right into those footsteps of last year's seniors to have another successful year.
Those seniors that you have this year, we saw them last year as juniors just really kind of take leadership anyway, even though they weren't seniors necessarily yet. We saw a lot of leadership. Do you see even more elevation of leadership on this team as they get older?
Absolutely. The group of seniors I have coming in this year, they've been playing varsity since they were freshmen. And it's kind of a unique dynamic that we have this year with our seniors, as I have a libero, a setter, and my middle all are my seniors coming in this year. So it brings a unique dynamic, like I said, to the court when it's those positions that are your leaders on the floor.
You have a roster that has a good mix of some old leadership, some new girls coming in, some veterans, and some young talent. What's it like to have like that good mix where you're not so top heavy, but you're also not so young that you know you're going to make a lot of mistakes?
I do think that we do have a lot of experience coming back to the floor this year. We did lose 3 great seniors that were very much role players last year on our team for us. But I think that having those girls coming back and having a young team the last few years really brings a heavy junior class for me this year. And even I have Ali Magula coming in as a sophomore this year who got some experience as a freshman. So I think that we're starting to be where we were young the last few years. We're starting to be a little bit on the older, more experienced side this year.
All right, let's start talking about your schedule. We'll start inside that MVAC grade tier. We all know how good the volleyball conference this is. Talk about what it's like this year and some of the things that you want to see out of the conference this year.
I feel like our conference is always very competitive. We open our conference right away with Garfield. Allie over there and we have a great relationship. I think our coaching styles are very similar. And so it always brings a battle. But I feel like our conference is always very strong. On any given night, everyone's willing to battle.
You know, everyone likes to talk about Crestview. Of course, they're in your conference. They're the big dogs.
Absolutely.
Someone at some point is going to beat Crestview in the league. It's going to happen at some point. Somewhere down the line, it's going to happen. What would it take for you guys to be that team this year, to be able to be the first team in a long time in the conference to take them down a little bit?
They're a very respectable team. Coach Auer, she really has a program going there. I will say my very first year coaching at Labrae, we actually took them to 5 sets, and that was probably the closest that we have met them to being successful. But it's always a good challenge for us, and it's something that the girls always strive, and it's kind of on our target as a goal for the season, obviously.
Now, as we talk about the non-conference schedule, which is everything that would get you ready for tournament time, what are some teams that pop up outside of the MVAC that you're really excited about?
We usually run with McDonald. They're a very respectable team as well. They are in our non-conference play. Cardinal Middlefield, they have a very experienced coach there as well. And so those are just a couple of teams that I would say they usually are a handful for us, and they really help us to be better for that tournament time.
When we think about, the first couple of weeks of the season, when you're starting to really, gear up for the bulk of it, volleyball is an interesting sport where maybe basketball or softball or baseball, you might get a couple of weeks before you really get into the run of it. But volleyball hits the ground running. You got a month and a half of regular season, maybe, and then here comes tournament time. What's it like in the volleyball as a coach to really not have that grace period when the season starts to really find footing? I mean, if you don't find your footing early, you're going to be in a lot of sticky situations as you go down the road.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a very quick season, quick turnaround time from August 1st to August 16th. I will say, I always joke with my husband, like, I'll see you after volleyball, because I feel like when August 1st hits, I spend a lot of time with the girls between August 1st and August 16th. We do a lot together. I really try to form that bond with one another. It's helpful that my girls have that chemistry and they choose to be friends, a lot of them off the court, without me forcing that relationship. But I always focus a lot on bonding prior to the season starting to try to help with the on the court play and trying to get into system as quick as we can since it's such a short turnaround time.
You have 8 days until that August 1st. Are you doing anything to kind of soak up the last minutes of summer before you're taken up for the whole season?
We actually have open gym later today. So I will give them a little bit of time later next week to kind of refresh before August 1st hits. But we'll start August 1st hitting the ground running, and I think we're ready to go. So we have a large freshman class coming in this year, so that will be exciting. But like I said, having those juniors and seniors that I do have on paper, they look real good.
So you'll have those 16 days between the 1st and the 16th before the season starts. Obviously, a part of that is tryouts, but another part of that is scrimmages and really getting yourself ready for game one. What are some goals that you set for the team every year you come back as a coach to really try to get accomplished before that game one comes around?
Honestly, it's the chemistry. Like I said, I focus a lot on team bonding. I focus a lot on the mental aspect of volleyball. I think that with volleyball, you have to be able to trust one another a lot. And so since it is very few practices with the scrimmages, we just try to build that chemistry with one another and that trust before game one.
What's your favorite kind of team bonding exercise to do with the group of players that really builds team chemistry in your experience?
I would say we do a variety of things. I try to do a lot of fun activities. I try to do some mentally challenging activities, physical challenging activities. I would say the girls' favorite activity is we do some ropes courses. This year, we're actually going to go to Ninja Nation instead, so that'll be something new for us. I've had hopes for it, so we'll see how it goes. That will be a new one for us. But we try to do different things. Last year, we did some clay keychains. This year, we're going to do the beaded tennis as just something fun for them and mindless to try to bond with one another. We always do a team picnic. So those are just a couple things that we do prior to the season.
We would be remiss if we didn't let you talk about your staff as well. You have a great staff behind you. You get the interviews, but you don't do it by yourself, of course. Talk about your coaching staff, whether it be from junior high on up, and the people that really help you build this program from the foundation to the top.
Absolutely. So my JV coach, Rick Aldridge, he's actually my dad. So we've been coaching. This is our 10th season together coaching. And whenever I started coaching, I asked if I could, I started at junior high, and I asked if I could bring on a coach with me because he taught me everything I knew. So I knew at least we would have similar philosophies of the game of volleyball. But he's come along with me along the way, and he's usually the one that tells me, when I need a timeout, when I'm not being logical about some decisions and things like that. He's more my analyzer. I expect things to happen. He kind of breaks it down for the girls. But so he's great to have with me. My junior high staff is unique in its own way. My 7th grade coach, Jenna Repart, I actually coached her all the way through. So it's nice because she knows the expectation that I have at the varsity level. And then I also have Miranda Dodrell, who was also a former Labrae athlete, and she was a phenomenal volleyball player as well. So having them in my middle school program, they kind of set that tone and they know what's expected at the next level. So it helps when they get up to high school to kind of have that foundation there.
How cool is it to have coaches that have been through the program? They obviously enjoyed their time because they wanted to come back and feed back into it. What's it mean to you to have a program that people want to come back to and be a part of after they go off and do their college thing and they're starting their life and they want to come back and coach after that?
It's great. Absolutely. It's nice to know that they know the game of volleyball. I know volleyball is a unique sport where not everybody understands it completely. So it's nice to have them there with that experience that they do have.
And then, last question, your dad's obviously on the staff. You talked about that. You're not the first or the last coach that'll have a family member on the coaching staff, whether it be their dad, their spouse, their brother. We've seen a lot of those kind of things. How much easier does it make it to make a family atmosphere on the team when you have family right on the bench with you?
It does make it nice. And like I said, a lot of times we kind of line up with our thought process and things like that. I will say it makes it hard coming home just because there's often phone calls after matches or after practice that we're chatting. It doesn't stop on the court. So we're always talking about the sport and in season or out of season, we're always talking about it. And it's unique too because a lot of the girls that I have on my team, I actually know them outside of volleyball as well. So I'm seeing them outside of the sport, and it makes it for a great atmosphere.
This is obviously a season preview. Fans are so excited to get out and see you guys. When is game one? When is their first chance to come and watch?
August 16th, we open up with a tri-match at home. So we're excited to kind of get the ball rolling as soon as we can there.
That is the first day the OHSA allows volleyball to be started. So Labrae not wasting any time at all. Day one, let's go.
Yes.
So we are so excited for that. We will see you very soon. We want to wish you the best of luck. And thank you again for coming on and talking about your program. And we look forward to talking to you again real soon.
Thank you. I appreciate your time.